Hi and welcome to Let's Start Playing. My name is Henry and today I'm going to be teaching you how to play 7 Wonders Duel. In 7 Wonders Duel, players will be competing to win the game in one of 3 different ways. One is at the end of 3 ages of play, is to have the most victory points at that stage. You can also win in 2 other ways, one being a military victory and one being a scientific victory. A military victory involves pushing this military marker all the way to your opponent's base and conquering their city. If you reach this marker on the track, you'll immediately win the game. A scientific victory is achieved if you manage to collect 6 different scientific symbols during the game. As soon as you achieve this, you immediately end the game and the player who achieved it will win. To set up the game, players will be given 7 coins from the supply. At the start of the game, we draft wonders between us, with the first player picking 1, the second player picking 2, and then the first player receiving the remaining 1. Then another 4 wonders come out, and the player who picked second the first time would pick 1, the first player would pick 2, and the other player would pick 1 again. And then we get into the game. So at the end of that stage, each player will have 4 wonders in their side of the board. Between both players, a total of 7 wonders can be built, with the 8th wonder being discarded. In 7 Wonders Duel, the core of the game will be selecting cards from this track to play into your tableau, or using to build a wonder, or selling for coins. These cards do a number of various different things. Players will take turns selecting 1 card from this pile, and then play will pass to the opponent, who will then be able to select 1 card. You can only select cards that are face up and are at the front, so you can't select any cards that are overlapped with other cards. When cards that are face down on this pile have both the cards covering them removed, they get flipped face up and are then available to choose. So you have some knowledge of the cards coming up, but not complete knowledge as some are face down. The 3 ages of 7 Wonders Duel will have different formations of cards coming out in the middle of the board here. However, their functionality is the same. Let's go over what these cards do. So a lot of cards will require resources to build. Like this war card here requires 1 brick to build, which is indicated here on the card. This yellow card here needs 3 coins to build. And to get resources to build these cards, you need to purchase these brown cards or grey cards. These will have pre-printed resources at the top, and for each one of these resources you can lower the cost in order to buy these cards. Let's take a look at one of our wonders as an example. So this wonder requires 1 paper, 2 brick and 2 stone to build. I can buy these resources at a trade cost of 2 each to start the game. However, these trade costs will go up if my opponent gets any of these resources. For each resource my opponent has of each of these types, the trade cost will go up by 1, meaning this card will get more expensive as the game goes on. However, if I was to buy this brick and add it to my tableau here, I would have 1 of the bricks required to build this card. So then I would only need to purchase 1 brick, 2 stone and 1 paper. These resource cards come in brown and grey, but they are functionally the same. Cards with a blue background award you victory points for the end of the game. So if your game reaches to the end of 3 rounds, cards with the blue will score you that many victory points listed in the reef at the top of the card. Next to the reef we have some symbols, and these symbols indicate a card that you can build in the future for free. The cards also list a small summary on the card. So this says, this card will grant a linking symbol shown. During age 2, you'll be able to construct the building statue for free. We also have yellow cards. These are often to do with money. And yellow cards generally have a benefit at the top. This one would immediately give me 4 coins if I had built it. And there's another benefit to yellow cards, is that when you click a card, you have 3 available options of how you want to use this card. One is to construct the building as itself. One is to use it to build a wonder, in which case the card would slide face down under the wonder that you wanted to build it under. And the other is to discard the card for coins. And the number of coins you get is 2 plus how many yellow cards you have built. So if you build a bunch of yellow cards early, you will get more and more money for discarding these cards. If you look at this card here, This card has the stone symbol with a 1 next to it. This means for the rest of the game I can buy the stone resource for a max of $1. Doesn't matter how many stones my opponent has, I can always buy every stone for $1 using the stone reserve card. There are 2 more types of cards that you'll find in this age. One is this science card, and this will grant one of the 6 science symbols you require to win the game. Another good thing about science cards is that if you get 2 of the same matching symbol, you'll be able to access one of these science research tokens of your choice. These will do various different things, and you can find out what they do by simply mousing over the token. But for example, this one lets you take an additional turn after building a wonder on your turn. This one will let you get an additional sword symbol if you ever build a red card. This one will let you build a blue card for 2 fewer resources of your choice. This one will immediately give you 6 coins and 4 victory points at the end of the game. And this one will give you an additional science symbol of law. And this law symbol can't be found on any of the cards, so it's only useful for getting those 6 science symbols you require for a scientific victory. The other card we have are these red ones, and these red ones will let you push your token towards your opponent's base on this military track. As you go up this track, it'll give you victory points at the end of the game based on this symbol here, if your war token is at that spot at the end of the game. When you reach over to this spot, you actually steal money from your opponent, and the amount of victory points you'll get will go up. I think it's 5 under this one. And if you get it to this stage, you'll get to you'll get to discard 5 coins from your opponent, and the number of victory points will also go up here. And if you get it all the way down to the end, you will win. However, as your opponent gets red military symbols, they'll be pushing this back the other way. On my first turn, I'm going to construct this yellow tavern building for $4. When you construct a building, it gets placed in the matching coloured row here, and you'll immediately get the reward if it's an immediate effect like this one. Once you select a card, player will go to your opponent. My opponent's going to select this card, and that will reveal this card for me to pick on my turn. So we can see this card gets flipped, and now it's one of my available choices. If I wanted to, I could build a wonder. So we can see this wonder would currently cost me 8 coins to build. Board Game Arena is super handy in this regard, showing you how much every card costs for you at the current conversion rate with your opponent's resources. I'm going to build this temple here. This temple will let me gain 12 coins immediately from the bank and let me play a second turn. To build this, I'm going to select this card and select Construct a Wonder. It's going to cost me 8 coins of my 11 coins here. And I'm going to select this wonder. Because I built this wonder and I get to take a second I get to take a second turn, I get the access to the card that I just revealed. I could then use this card to do any of the free actions that I want, including in building another wonder construction. Let's have a small look at the wonders and some of the symbols that you might see. So this Circus Maximus card, it will let me destroy a grey card of my opponent's. That's what the little torn up grey card symbol means. It will grant me 1 military power, which will push this along 1, and 3 victory points at the end of the game. This one will gain me 3 coins, discard 3 coins from my opponent, let me take another turn and give me 3 points at the end of the game. This one's the same as that grey card, but with the brown card, so I get to destroy a brown card of my choice, gain military, and gain 3 points. And on my opponent's side, the only symbol we haven't seen is this one, which says take all the cards which have been discarded since the beginning of the game and immediately construct one of your choice for free. And cards are discarded when they are traded in for coins. I'll quickly show you the board set up for the second and third age, and in the third age there are some purple cards which grant you victory points in different ways. This is what the board looks like at the start of the second age. And the player who is currently losing on the military track will get to choose who begins each age. Beginning of the third age, the board will look like this. And you can see there are some dark purple cards here, and they have a different back as well. So you can see when they're face down that they're dark purple rather than the normal light purple. 3 of these cards will be randomly selected from a selection of dark purple cards. And these will give you victory points based on certain conditions. This one will give you 1 coin for each city which has the most green cards, and give you 1 victory point for the most green cards constructed in the city which has the most green cards. This one gives you an additional point for every free set of coins that you have. So normally at the end of the game you'll score 1 point for every 3 coins. This will let you then score 2 points for every 3 coins. And this one does the same as the green but with blue cards. Other than those, most cards are pretty self-explanatory. Simply mouse over a card to receive all the information on what they do. Once all these cards are selected in the third age, scoring will begin, and this will only happen if no one has won prior to that by either advancing the war track to either end or by collecting 6 science symbols, which there is a reminder here under your science symbols as you collect them. If neither of those have happened, count up how many victory points each player has. A little reminder is here, a small count of your current victory points for each player, and convert your coins into victory points as well. Whoever has the most will be the winner. This has been Let's Start Playing. My name is Henry. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to the channel, and good luck playing 7 Wonders Duel.